mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts. How do we like our martial arts? We like them mixed!
And we like them early in the day, and that's what we're getting tomorrow. UFC Abu Dhabi, Etihad Arena. This is a pretty damn good card. As you can see, the main event, Robert Whittaker taking on Reinier de Ridder. Co-main event, Petr Yan taking on Marcus McGhee in a pivotal bantamweight matchup. Just a fun card from top to bottom. Looking forward to it. I hope you are as well, and that's what we're here to talk about. Welcome to the UFC Abu Dhabi preview show here on MMAfighting.com. I am Mike Heck, and joining me to break down the festivities and talk UFC Abu Dhabi, my best friend, Alexander Kaley, AK. There he is.
Hey-oh. What's up, guys? How about those Blue Jays, eh? How about those Blue Jays? The best team in baseball. But we're not here to talk about baseball. We're here to talk about a quasi-sport that is MMA. And this upcoming card we have Saturday, this afternoon, early afternoon card, UFC on ABC, number 9, I think. Robert Whittaker versus Reiner de Ridder. I am pumped, man. This is pay-per-view level. That's almost insulting. This lineup is better than certainly some of the main card lineups we've seen in recent months, excuse me. That includes UFC 318, which, in practice turned out okay, but on paper we were all kind of like, But no, man, not for Saturday. Saturday, I think we're pumped. It looks like we got a great main event, contender implications, maybe a couple of good squash matches, and we'll be done by 7 o'clock Eastern time. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Can't complain.
You think this main card is better than 318s?
Do I think this main card is better than 318?
You just said it. So I want you to show your work.
I just said I did. It is a sentence I just said out loud. Maybe I'm talking more top to bottom. Yeah, maybe I should have said main card. I should have specified main card.
Okay.
I think it was the prelims of 318 that was taking more of a beating. Though I will say, I do think looking at 318 on paper, I was like, some of these fights could turn out to be competitive, but not particularly compelling decisions. And I think that is kind of how it turned out, right? Like, I don't know if we all thought, like, I didn't think Pitbull Ige was going to be like a banger. And I like both fighters. Didn't think that was going to be a banger. I thought Rodriguez Holland had the chance to be like not a great fight. Totally wrong, obviously. Fight was awesome. Maybe the best fight of the year. And then Costa Kopilov, I thought could be ugly. Johnson Zellhuber, I didn't know what to expect. That probably turned out worse in practice than it did on paper. So I'll say it's comparable. I do like this main card a lot. I actually do really like. I wish we hadn't lost Almabayev and Tamarov, but
or Pico Vloyev.
That little fight. I kind of like Jose Ochoa too. He might be a little bit of a spoiler, so maybe I shouldn't have singled out the 318 main card. But I will say I think this card is comparable. I actually do like this main card a lot.
I think with Pico Vloyev, this is like one of the 3 to 5 best cards of the year. If that was still intact, this is one of the best cards for sure. But still pretty darn good. I don't remember. Did you give an actual gymnastics score for this card, AK?
I didn't. I've kind of retired the gymnastics score. It just doesn't really work anymore. I think I calibrated it poorly when I first started doing it. So yeah, so the numbers are kind of weird. I tried to recalibrate. It still got kind of funny. I still think people don't understand it, which I think is my fault. I don't think I've explained it particularly well. So I'm just going on vibes now. We're just going on vibes. Thumbs up, thumbs down. The old Ebert and Siskel system. I may break out the scale every now and then if it makes sense, but I don't know if I'll do it for every show.
Does this one make sense for it?
You could. Only because you've asked, my best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is recalibrating. So the way I used to have it was I gave like fight nights pretty high, I think. Maybe a little too high. I think we'll go back to some of the older shows, and there's definitely some fight nights where I was like, this is a 9.2 if everything works out. And then I think like listeners were right to be like, there's no way this card like will be that good, even if everything goes correct. And they were probably right. So on this new scale, let's say everything goes right. We have a great main event, whether it's because we have a big finish or a memorable finish or a great back and forth battle. Let's say, 2 other cards, fights on the main card deliver in a compelling way. Let's say we get some good squash matches, some highlights. And like I said before, I think there's potential on the prelims for some fighters who are heavily, there's some heavy favorites in this card, by the way, just like 318. So if some of these heavy favorites pull it off, could get some good highlights. You might also get some good upsets, which is also what we got on 318. So that's good stuff. So on the gymnastics scale, I probably wouldn't give it a theoretical rating higher than what I would give 318, but I'll say 8.5. 8.5. I do think there's a potential for some stinkers on here, but we do have 2 fights less, so no matter what, it's almost guaranteed to be less of a drag than a 14 fight card. I'll go 8.5. I think that's fair, maybe even a little generous.
Yeah, 12 fights early in the day. Love to hear it. Love to see it. And it's going to be capped off by a big one in the middleweight division. Robert Whittaker, the former middleweight champion of the world, trying to bounce back from his teeth-shattering submission loss to Khamzat Chimaev back in October, taking on the surging greatest middleweight of all time, the chaos merchant himself, Reinier de Ridder. What a run it has been for RDR, AK. Dude's fighting Gerald Meerschaert, then Kevin Holland, then Bo Nickel, and now he's getting Robert Whittaker. This is quite the leap for Reinier de Ridder. Your excitement levels for this middleweight headliner tomorrow, which is probably going to go down around 5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
I have to say it all the time. You guys were right about middleweight. Remember, I did not believe you guys. I think maybe it was a year ago when we saw Shaheen Al-Shadi around, and he was certainly one of the guys saying, yeah, middleweight might be a top 3 division. And I just couldn't believe it. I think in my mind I was stuck in the the whole middleweight joke we're always making, right? That it just feels like this division that's like always kind of in limbo. Usually there's like a star at the top. Usually there's like a compelling star at the top, but I always felt like then the contenders are kind of iffy, and then the middle portion of middleweight is just like bleh. But it's good, man. We got some great, this is one of my most anticipated fights of the second half of 2025, along with, of course, Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. And if you had told me that I'd be looking forward to that, I would rank middleweight fights that highly a year ago, I'd be like, you're crazy. I understand what you guys are saying, but there's so much compelling stuff happening. RDR has just been a blessing to the UFC, man. He's just been a blessing. He is the best kind of free agent signing that you can get, because they go after a lot of these guys, guys who were champions in other promotions. Sometimes it worked out, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works out in a bad way where the guy is good enough to win fights, but is not a draw, is not compelling, and then it ends up killing off contenders. RDR has been perfect, really exciting guy. I think very good in the mic too. Not a boisterous personality, but you've seen him do interviews. I think he's actually a really compelling interview. You've done interviews with him, I just say. I shouldn't even say just seen interviews. So really compelling guy in cage, fascinating to watch. One of the guys who still has a distinct style. We always complain about the sort of the homogeny of today's martial artists. He's a guy who, if you just saw his silhouette, you'd have a pretty good guess that you're watching Reiner de Ridder. He's picking up finishes, so he's not. Sorry guys. He's not just grinding out decisions on his way to the top. He's finished 3-0, all finishes. I think. I hope I'm not crazy on that. 3-0, all finishes. The one thing that people could say, but he kind of hurt their golden boy, Bo Nickel. But I think even in the long run, that's going to work out, because now you have RDR as this dark horse contender of the division, and I think Bo Nickel kind of needed that loss. That I hope him and the UFC take the right lessons from there. The matchmakers now have a better idea of who they should pair him up with, and Bo Nickel is going to learn a lot, man, from getting beaten by an opponent who just had a ton of more high level experience than him. So not to discount the Whittaker side of this. Obviously Whittaker, we all love him. He's a future Hall of Famer. We all want to see good things. But I'm just so excited to see that RDR found himself in this position already, just 4 fights into his UFC career, and is such a worthy headliner.
Is this kind of? I don't think it was that surprising when they announced it, because he was just coming off the Bo Nickel win. He had a ton of momentum. But now that we're a little over 24 hours away from it, I know you're excited about it, but is this a little surprising that we're getting Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ridder tomorrow in the year of our Lord 2025?
Oh, so blessed. I feel like, did you not pick this on to the next one, Mike? Was this not one of your... I know our listeners definitely did. I know a lot of our listeners had Whittaker and RDR after whoever's won their fight most recently. Sorry, obviously RDR. Did you pick this? No, was this not your pick for RDR? Yeah,
I think so.
I think quite a few people said this just makes so much sense, because Rob still wants big fights. He's willing to fight dangerous guys who are lower ranked than him. We saw that with Alaskarov, and that worked out really well for Rob. And De Ridder also fits that bill. Again, I don't have the UFC ranks on his hand, but I'm pretty sure Whittaker is still above him, right? Whittaker has pretty much been holding on. Yeah, he's holding on to a top 5 spot until someone takes it from him, which Khamzat did. Khamzat definitely took that spot. Yes, somewhat pleasantly surprised. Like I said, when they first signed RDR, would I have predicted he'd finish his first 3 opponents? Would I have thought they'd thrown him in there in a fight with Bo Nickel and that he would, derail that hype train and again put himself on his own this path now to a likely title shot? If he beats Robert Whittaker, we are talking about RDRs. He can't be more than 1 fight away. You never know in the UFC. You never know how these things shake out. You never know with timing, who's healthy, what's their event schedule looking like in 2026, or because I don't think it would happen this year, though I could be wrong. But RDR would be 1 fight away. And for Rob, I mean, he's got a shot. He has never ruled himself out of the title picture. He's not entered this mode where he's like, oh, I just want fun fights before my career ends. He's making an earnest run. So I think it's great. I think that it's great that the timing worked out for him and for RDR, and that Rob is still, again, getting such a compelling challenger, even coming off that brutal loss.
It is an earnest run. There's no doubt about it. The man is, we compliment triers. Robert Whittaker is absolutely a trier, and there's no doubt about that. The problem he runs into right now is that he's fought both these guys over the last 2 years and was stopped by both of them. Both DDP and Khamzat Chimaev, who are about to fight for the belt in a few weeks short time. So I don't know what Robert Whittaker is fighting for here, because a win is not going to get him a rematch with either of those 2 guys, at least anytime soon. What is this man fighting for right now? Okay. Like what is the Robert Whittaker earnest run right now? I mean, look, he's found himself into rematches with Israel Adesanya and stuff like that after Israel kind of ran him over. But this division is pretty deep right now. There's a lot of contenders. We got Kaio and Nasruddin Imavov getting ready to fight each other. Anthony Hernandez and Roman Dolidze are about to headline a card in 2 weeks. Paulo Costa just jumped up 2 ranking spots, is now ranked higher. Paulo Costa, Brandon Allen, and Marvin Vettori are all ranked higher than Reinier de Ridder right now after UFC 318. So just putting that into your radar. What is Robert Whittaker fighting for tomorrow?
He's fighting for relevance, survival, man. I think this could be it. I know we've said this about Rob before. Again, I have a feeling we said similar things before the Alaskarov fight. We're like, oh, if he loses to Ikram Alaskarov, I mean, that's it for Robert Whittaker as a contender. And sure enough, he proved he has a ton left and has a lot more big game experience than Alaskarov, and he delivered. That was a beautiful performance. Then he loses to Khamzat, not the worst thing in the world. Khamzat has been a force of nature, has not lost to anyone. When he's on weight and when he's on point, a lot of us believe Khamzat is like legitimately a top 5 pound for pound fighter in the world. Not in terms of accomplishments, but in terms of you put him in there with, skill set wise. And if size wasn't an issue, a lot of us would pick Khamzat to beat a ton of people. So there was no shame in that loss, but it was a brutal loss. It was hard to watch. Like, I know it's kind of been downplayed since. I know Whittaker has said, I had an issue with my teeth for the longest time. So, that choke just sort of exacerbated it. And I went to get the surgery, which I should have got done a long time ago. But we still saw it. That's a hard visual to shake off. Him just getting mauled, his face literally getting crushed. Again, I don't know if it makes a difference, if it's prime Robert Whittaker or not. Like, maybe that happens to Robert Whittaker 5 years ago if he fights Khamzat. I don't know. But we consider the age, we consider the wear and tear, we consider the arc of his career. It does feel like that was a telling moment. And if he loses to Reinier de Ridder on Saturday, I think even in a competitive decision, it's still going to let us know something. It's still going to start the countdown, I think, to the Robert Whittaker farewell tour. And I don't think that's next year. I think even if he loses, I don't think he retires next year. But 2027, I think you could see a UFC 318-esque, show in Australia or New Zealand, built around Rob. Maybe not in the main event, but maybe in the co-main, and we get to see farewell to Rob Whittaker. It sounds so sad and sobering, but also possibly the best case scenario for Whittaker if he's not victorious this weekend.
One thing that I took away from this, and I feel like we get this with every RDR fight at this point. We certainly got it in the Bo Nickel fight. RDR is a fucking giant compared to everybody he fights. He is so much bigger than Robert Whittaker. That face-off at ceremonials today, I was just like, oh my God. He looks like he's 40 pounds heavier and like 8 inches taller than Robert Whittaker. How much of a difference does that make in a fight like this? Because yeah, Hamzat is a pretty big guy, but he didn't soar over Robert Whittaker the way that RDR is right now. It's crazy how much bigger he is.
Yeah, because people gotta remember RDR was fighting over one at quote unquote middleweight and light heavyweight. But their light heavyweight, I think he was really more of a, I don't know if they had cruiserweight at the time or essentially their version of cruiserweight. So he was competing. He was a champion at 225 pounds. Now that was probably more de Ridder, not cutting weight. I imagine he can't walk around much heavier than that. And these days he's probably quite a bit thinner. He probably, I would imagine, closer to 205 his walk around weight. But yeah, he was a competitive fighter at over 200 pounds. Say what you want about the weight cutting and all that in one, but he's a big dude. He's a big dude, and size matters. His size matters. I think we saw that in the Hamzat fight. I'm not saying RDR and Hamzat are that similar physically necessarily, but if we're talking about just raw strength, athleticism, again, sheer size, it's a tough thing for Rob to overcome. And Whittaker has never been a big 185er. He won the Ultimate Fighter at 170. At some point, those weight cuts just, weren't helping him. So he made the wise choice. Let me move up to 185. Let me see how I can do up here. And he still had tough matches. I mean, those two Yoel Romero fights, you watch those. Yoel Romero was huge compared to Robert Whittaker. So he's been fighting uphill his whole middleweight career, and it's not going to be any different on Saturday. So I'm not overly concerned because, again, it is what Whittaker has been dealing with for a long time. But again, we are at a different stage in Whittaker's career, and maybe mitigating that size difference isn't as easy as it used to be.
Well, the betting community, at least right now, slightly favoring the former UFC middleweight champion, Robert Whittaker, according to our friends at FanDuel. Minus 150 favorite. The comeback on the former 1-2 division champ, Reinier de Ridder, plus 122. Close fight. Fascinating fight, AK. Who you got?
I'm trying to think. Is Whittaker one of these guys who I just cannot pick his fights right? It's very possible. I certainly picked him to beat Kevin Holland. That was easy. Pretty sure I picked him to beat Gerald as well. So I was just wrong. I was wrong with the Bo Nickel fight. I went with the popular opinion. Oh, Bo Nickel's too good. He's too athletic. He's too strong for RDR. And none of that was remotely true when they actually stepped in the cage. I will lean. So I will do the, I think what's the prudent thing here and go with the slight underdog. I will go with the Dutch Knight to pull off what is, I mean, it's not really going to be an upset. Like you said, Mike, it's around plus 120. It might even close closer by the time they close the cage door. So, yeah, I just like his ability to, I think he'll be able to control the fight with his grappling. Again, not a lot of people have been able to do that to Rob, but we saw Hamzat bulldoze him. Dricus du Plessis, of course, just relentless smothering. I don't know if RDR can emulate those approaches, but he is a very strong grappler. He is good with pressure. And also, as we saw, he's a very good striker. I think, obviously, he doesn't get enough credit for his striking sometimes. So he won't be lost on the feet should he have to go blow for blow with Robert Whittaker on in multiple sequences. But it'll be competitive. I'll lean de Ridder. I think he's going to find a finish. I think he can submit Robert Whittaker, and I'm going to go de Ridder by submission round 3. Let's go.
Okay.
That's a fun prediction.
Pretty much the entire time I've been favoring RDR, AK. Felt like he might get it done. And then I went back and watched some of his one fights because RDR does not fight for very long for the most part. He does get finishes. I think he's only been past the third round once. And when he did get past the third round, boy, was huffing and puffing. He was gassing real quick. He looked like Johnny Eblin did this past Saturday. And if you do that against Robert Whittaker, you are in big ass trouble. So I think RDR, this is obviously not exactly the same as DDP versus Hamzat, but there are some similarities in the way I look at this fight and the way kind of most people look at that championship fight. Hamzat's got 2 rounds to win and get a finish, or he's going to lose. And I think it's pretty similar in this fight. I'll give RDR like another half round, but I think if RDR doesn't finish him in the first 12 or so minutes, he's losing. He's going to lose a decision in this fight. So might even get finished by Robert Whittaker, who can get better as the fight goes on, even with all the experience that he has. So my pick is Robert Whittaker. My pick will be Whittaker by decision. Ekes it out. It's probably one of those ones where he struggles early, has to sort of battle, but I think eventually RDR is going to start to get tired. He is a big guy. He had to cut a lot of weight, but I think eventually that exhaustion that RDR is going to feel trying to get Robert Whittaker to the ground, which is not very easy to do, I think it's going to catch up to him. I think Whittaker's experience will play a big factor here. So 48-47s across the board. Robert Whittaker gets it done in what should be a very compelling. It's a compelling fight on paper. It's going to be even more compelling watching it. I think it's those first 12 minutes are going to be really, really fun and really, really interesting to watch. So give me the former champion, Robert Whittaker, to get it done. And then we got Petr Yan, AK. He is back. He is taking on Marcus McGhee. And I don't know where this fight came from, AK. I truly don't know. I mean, I get it. Yan told me, yeah, I just want to stay active, so I really don't care who I was fighting. This is so out of left field, AK, to me. I don't know. I know you're a little higher on it than I seem to be. And Marcus has looked good. I just feel like this is like 3 fights too early for Marcus McGhee. Maybe I'm crazy.
Is it? I mean, he's what, 5-0? Right, he's like 5-0.
I think he's
4-0. Excuse me, 4-0 in the UFC. 4-0 in the UFC. There was a catchweight bout in there as well. Not his fault either. It was either scheduled.
But,
I think it was a scheduled.
Let's put it into perspective. Let's put this into perspective. Okay.
Yeah.
Journey Newson, not in the UFC. Mm-hmm. JP Bays was getting nuked by everybody in 2 different weight classes. Mm-hmm. Certainly not a bantamweight. Gaston Bolaños, and then Jonathan Martinez, which was a nice win. But to go like that's what gets you to Petr Yan. I'm not trying to disrespect Marcus, but this is bantamweight, baby.
I know.
This is bantamweight. Like we weren't seeing it. Like Kyler Phillips didn't get Petr Yan. Vinicius Oliveira didn't get Petr Yan. A lot of these guys, like Mario Batista didn't even get Petr Yan. But Marcus McGhee does. That's why this is a little surprising to me.
I think they're taking McGee's age into account, which I appreciate. They shouldn't be handing opportunities based on that sort of thing. But McGhee is on the older end of bantamweight. For a guy who has not been pro for a long time, like he is, if you're just looking at his experience, like it sounds weird, he's like a 35-year-old prospect. He didn't turn pro until 2020. Like he has way less experience than a lot of younger guys than him in the bantamweight division. So it's a weird situation they're in. It's a sellable fight as far as like, again, they can say, hey, this guy's 4-0. He's an up-and-comer. He just beat a top 15, top 20 guy in Jonathan Martinez. A worthy challenge. Even Marcus himself was surprised. I think he spoke to, I don't know if this has gone, I don't think it's gone out on MMA Fighting yet, but I know he spoke to our own Dane Martin. And he was like, yeah, of course I wanted to fight Petr Yan, but I thought there was no chance that the UFC was going to give me that fight. So yeah, it's a very legitimate question because it just doesn't happen that way in the UFC these days. A lot of fighters complain about how the rankings have screwed up kind of the ability to call people out because it's so easy for higher ranked guys to just deflect the call up by going like, I'm like number 9 and you're not even on the website. So I don't have to fight you. And I don't know if Petr Yan or his team would even consider saying something like that, but they could have. And if they had, there's not a person, there's not a person that would have batted an eye if there was a report that like, oh, Petr Yan didn't want to fight Marcus McGhee. Like that wouldn't even make a headline. Like people would just be like, yeah, why would he want to do that? But I'm glad he did. And I think Petr Yan is also pretty self-aware that like, it's really important for him to stay busy right now. I don't think he could have sat and waited for a title shot off the Figgy win. I know Merab has mentioned wanting to fight him again many times, this time in a title fight, but I don't think the UFC is in agreement with that vibe. I think they like Petr Yan. I think they want to keep him busy. I think he made sense as a name to help sell this sort of Abu Dhabi card, especially now we know that they lost that originally scheduled co-main event. So yeah, I could see people. I think your skepticism is well warranted, but I'm really glad to see guys like this get an opportunity. Who I don't know, maybe Marcus McGhee fights for another 10 years, but I mean, at bantamweight, being 35 years old is already you're kind of behind here. So I would like to see him get the opportunity now and see if, hey, maybe we are dealing with a special talent, a guy who got a late start and could become a contender, or he gets 30-27, 30-26 by Petr Yan, and we never think of this again. This is just a blip on the radar, but I think it's worth finding out.
I mean, what a moment it is for Marcus McGhee, who less than 3 years ago was competing on the most important event of his entire career. It's not UFC Abu Dhabi. It is the always memorable Cowboys versus Cajuns 3 event in Dallas, Texas, where he got a third round TKO win over world-renowned fighter Abe Sellers. But Mance took advantage of his opportunity, gets a huge fight right now. It threw him off guard. It still has me off guard. And that is why the betting line does not surprise me here, AK. In fact, I think we could probably make Yan an even bigger favorite. I think there's actually value on Petr Yan at minus 400. And the comeback on Marcus McGhee is plus 290. I'm going Yan here. I don't know if he gets a finish. I think McGhee has literally 5 minutes to win this fight. He's got 5 minutes. He's got to try to knock Yan out in the first round. If he can't, he's going to lose the decision. That's just the way that it is. Yan is so good, so experienced. He probably knows everything about Marcus McGhee as it is, but Yan usually likes to take that first round to compile some data. And we don't see a ton of 3-round Petr Yan fights these days. I mean, we saw one in the Song Yadong fight, had a tough first round, but was able to gut it out. I can kind of see the same thing here. So give me Petr Yan with a slightly competitive, but pretty clear-cut decision when it's all said and done.
Yeah, that's a strong parlay leg. Yan minus 400. That's a strong parlay leg. I don't know what he is to win on points. I imagine it's maybe get a good number there, but don't gamble on MMA, obviously. I'm with you, Mike. And especially since you framed it like the competition thing, like, gosh, this is a huge jump up from not necessarily from Jonathan Martinez. Well, it is a huge jump from Jonathan Martinez. It's a gargantuan jump up from the first 3 UFC opponents that you listed for Marcus McGhee. Yan is, again, somehow more experienced, but also younger than him, and has just been in really fine form. Again, we've said many times, even during his losing streak, it wasn't like, other than the Merab fight, and everyone looks awful against Merab, like, he didn't look bad during that streak. He still looked like, oh yeah, this is Petr Yan, one of the top 5 bantamweights in the world. And now he's just having the results go his way. So yeah, I would love to see the Marcus McGhee story continue. And I hope, even if he loses, he still has 5, 6, 7 more fights in the UFC, make some cash before putting the gloves down. Like I said, a little further along than I think people think, who aren't familiar with Marcus. So I'm going Petr Yan by decision. And I think pretty convincing. I think you're right. I think he kind of survives maybe an early flurry and then just downloads Marcus McGhee, as he has so many opponents in the past, and just turns into that fighting robot for the last 10 minutes of the fight, just picking Marcus apart. But yeah, I think still a compelling matchup for me.
Yan by decision minus 145 on FanDuel right now. So you're getting a bunch of value there.
That's the one.
Yep.
That's your parlay leg right there.
We got Shara Bullet, a minus 700 favorite against Marc-Andre Barriault. AK, am I insane to think that MAB has a chance to win this fight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think this line is crazy. Honestly, I think this line's a little crazy. I think it's a little crazy.
Oh my God. I am like the wrong person to ask about my fellow Canadian, Marc-Andre Barriault. I'm a fan of the guy. I've been a fan of the guy for a long time. He has just slipped on so many banana peels. He really has. He is so unpredictable. Let's be honest. I know he got a win against Bruno Silva, but I do not know how much Blindado has left. So good for Marc-Andre. Like, there's no such thing as an automatic win. Like, good for Marc-Andre. He went in there well prepared, took care of business, did what he was supposed to do. But God, you have these random losses like Dustin Solsvis. I'm just looking back throughout his career. I just can't shake the image of when he was like a really, really hyped Canadian fighter. And I remember I was there at his UFC debut, and there was so much French-Canadian media there to see him, and they were so deflated when he lost to Andrew Sanchez. That's right, Andrew Sanchez. And again, that was a long time ago. was a long time ago. He's a different guy now. I do think he's a good fighter. Like I don't think he's necessarily just a jobber, but I think in this situation, stylistically, he is being brought in as a jobber. I think he's going to get styled on. And I say this as someone who has been like just as disappointed with some of like Shara performances. In this case, I have confidence that like he will make a statement after losing a very disappointing decision to MVP. So the odds are very disrespectful. And I like that you think MVP has a chance, Mike, but I can't get there. I do think this is a highlight waiting to happen for the Pirate.
I mean,
don't do it, Mike. Don't do it, Mike.
I don't know if I'm thinking about it. I honestly am. There is a roadmap to beating this man. There is absolutely a roadmap to beating this man.
What is Barriault's number?
Oh,
what is he as an underdog? Yeah. I know.
Plus 470.
Plus 470. Mike, it's that high for a reason, Mike. It's that high for a reason.
Like I really am thinking about it.
Max Rapkin, no, I see you in the comments, Max Rapkin. He says I might throw $2 in MMB. Max, that $2 you can invest.
Marc-Andre Barriault by decision is plus 1,000.
He is not winning a decision against Shara McGhee.
What do you mean?
Just
all he's gonna do is tackle. If he tackles Shara Bullet 3 times, he wins. That's all you gotta do is tackle 3 times.
He's not that good of a wrestler, Mike.
It doesn't matter.
I think it matters.
Tackle him and lay on him, and you win. Like he does it 3 times.
Name one time Marc-Andre Barriault has done that. Name one time he's won a fight by tackling someone with his wrestling.
Tomorrow. Maybe it's tomorrow. I don't know.
Don't do this.
Every single MMA fighting staff pick contest, I pick one fighter that no one else is going to pick. Last week was Jackson McVeigh. It was a terrible choice, obviously, but could be MAB. I might have to take the shot here. I think Shara's actually going to win, but
Mike,
I think by 700 is insane.
You are convincing a lot of people in the chat right now. I don't know if you're looking at the chat. You're convincing a lot of people. $2, $5. Guys,
take a shot.
Take your friends or loved ones out to a nice meal. All right?
Dude, this guy, and this is obviously no disrespect to Michael Venom Page because I picked Michael Venom Page to win that fight. He got done up bad by MVP. And he got hurt. He was hurt in that fight.
MVP is very good.
Injured. And he's already back. I'm a little concerned.
MVP would F up Marc-Andre Barriault Bellator style if that matchup were made. He'd be bringing back the Pokeball if that fight happened. Or he put on, you know what he would do? A Superman cape. He'd do Superman cape now or whatever it is people are doing. Like,
I'm concerned he's coming back too soon as well. Because it wasn't that long and he was talking about how badly he was hurt and some of the injuries he sustained, not only heading in, but coming out of that fight. And then to come back 5 months later after everything he said happened to him, I'm a little concerned. So maybe we shall see. That is certainly a fight that's going to happen. That could get real middleweighty real quick. And we are looking forward to that. Aso Amabaya versus Jose Ochoa. Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov for some light heavyweight goodness, which is not a sentence we use all that often, but Krylov Guskov should be a lot of fun, AK. We don't get to say that a lot about 205.
Should we make the Davidson Baker? This fight's definitely going to end in a finish wager in honor of of Krylov, Johnny Walker.
Yeah, if that fight gets finished or goes to decision, I'll shave my head. How about that?
Oh wow, man! God, the things you do for clout
happens, I'll shave my head. I'm just taking risk after risk here.
The things you do for clout, my God, Mike, that is just impressive. That is the commitments. Well, Bogdan's only gone to a decision once in his career. I mean,
yeah. Bryce Mitchell's fighting at bantamweight. I mean, there's just a lot. Marcus Buchecha's making his UFC debut. Amanda Hebos versus Tabitha Ricci, which is a fun one. Buried on the prelims.
Mike, can we not gloss over Buchecha making his debut in what could be a horrible. He's another massive favorite. He's got to be at least minus 700 as well, right?
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
He has to be a monster favorite. Oh no, he's not. No, I think I checked. He's not because there is a lot of respect for Budai. I think
minus
people are like,
300.
Yeah. That's still high, but not as high as like I would think for someone who's entering with the.
By the way, the most important bet that could be placed on this card: over 1.5 minus 130 for that fight.
That is your thank you. That is your way. I will be shocked if Whittaker can like run through him in a round. I just don't think that's going to happen. I'm trying to think of his previous. He does have a lot of first round finishes, but I don't think the guys that he's beaten are that good. Is that not a nice thing to say? And I think Martin Buday is like not terrible and a pretty strong grappler. I'm not saying if you put him like on an ADCC mat with Whittaker that it would like go well for him, but in an MMA fight, his grappling is actually like pretty strong in the heavyweight division. So I don't know, man. I'm just saying, can I just bet on split decision? I just think this has Buday split decision written all over it. I think it's gonna be so funny. I know there's a lot of Whittaker fans out there. Guys, we've just seen so many of these grappling specialists come to the UFC and like they face a tougher than expected opponent and it just turns into a stink fest. So I don't know, but whoever it is in the UFC that has started this trend of like heavyweights just opening up the prelims, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. You can't go wrong. If you get a cool finish, cool. Great way to start off the card. If you get just a 50-minute stink bomb, by the time the main card starts, nobody remembers. So this is, yes, as we're fingers crossed, Mike, building this heavyweight division someday again, this is the right place for it. You kind of just got to hide it in the little corner for now and hope for the best. Yeah.
It's either going to be a quick submission win or it's going to be middleweighty heavyweightness at its finest. So again, over 1.5 is minus 130 for that fight. And there's a very real world that we're going over that number. So let's bring in Casey Leydon. Let's hear from the peeps. Let's talk UFC Abu Dhabi. There he is. No sleeves. That just shows he's excited for this event. He's from the streets. Ooh. And he's got your questions.
Casey, before you launch into the questions, I will close the poll, simply asking who will win the UFC Abu Dhabi main event. Split down the middle, fellas. Split down the middle. 51% Whittaker, 48% RDR. So right down the middle. I mean, it's just, I think it opened RDR was a little bit ahead, and it's just, and I think that's right. I honestly think it's a coin toss.
That matches with Tapology, and I rarely see this. It's a straight 50-50 split in Tapology. 50-50.
Wow.
And Yan, Yan and Shara are 90% plus.
Damn.
But that's a proper fight night. You have a really good main event and watch some dudes get beat up. That's what people want.
That's it.
UFC is finally adopting the boxing model. They finally got it. They got it. You need one good fight at the top and just set up your other guys. That's all you need. That's all we want.
Well, they're also saving boxing as well. Ironically, they're saving revitalizing the whole actual boxing model and apparently saving it, saving the fighters from themselves. They seem to be suggesting.
So generous of them.
Hey.
What else? Dude, I didn't know this. I forgot. McGhee. His last loss was against my teammate, Metal Militia. He's fighting. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's his real last name. I don't think anyone's ever actually called him that. One of those Brazilian last names that no one knows. But, the guy that just beat, the last guy to beat McGhee, he is fighting in the main event of LFA Saturday night. So after you watch all your Abu Dhabi fights, check out LFA on Fight Pass and watch my man. So, here we go.
And how about your boy Ozzy Diaz about to end the Tebo Gautier hype train? Man,
what a brave man! What a brave man!
He is a brave man. Ming Yang Zhang, and then 2 fights later, Tebo Gautier. Golly.
That's right. Yo, and I think if you go to MMAfighting.com predictions, I think I picked him to beat Zhang. That was Casey's fault. I think because I'm like, you know what? He's friends with Casey. I'm sure he's gonna.
He is very good, but he's an 85er who went to 205, and Ozzy's actually in his last fight, something bad happened to his orbital, so. He's still recovered. I guess he's recovered because he took a fight. So prayers up for his orbital bone because that is a tough fight. That is a tough fight. But I will say, Ozzy, and I know this is like any high-level fighter, one of the just heaviest, like he's just heavy, like just thick bones. So this is gonna be a great fight. And but Ozzy is a slow starter. And how do you say his opponent's name? What's his
Ateba.
Ateba. Yeah, that guy starts fast. So it's a good fight. It's a crazy fight. So but
I would love to see that. I'm putting 5 on Ozzy because those odds are he's gonna be like plus.
Oh
1,000,
yeah. He'll be high up there.
I'm putting 5.
All right. But to the super chat. Oh, we got a super chat right now. Here we go from RJ.
Who's the next one fighter to join the UFC?
I think this is easy. I think. Let me make sure I'm right on the story I saw recently. It's gonna be Daniel. I think Danielle Kelly. Right? I didn't look at her. Maybe she's not. I guess she has.
MMA?
I guess she has to fight in MMA first. Would probably be the right thing to do.
She could join UFC BJJ.
She can join UFC BJJ, which I don't think is what RJ is asking here. But it would shock me if she does not make the transition to MMA at some point. So maybe not next. Maybe next is the wrong answer there. But I remember I just saw that news that week that she was one of several athletes no longer under one contract, and UFC definitely has their eye on her. All
right.
I don't know.
Mike?
I haven't kept up with one such a like. I mean, I want Stamp Fairtex over here, but I know she's recovering from injury.
Yeah. That'd be so good.
I don't know. Maybe the return of Sage Northcutt.
Oh,
why not?
Hello again.
I mean, look, GFL wanted him, and well, we all know how that panned out.
He was so excited to get drafted too. He was so excited. I'm sorry. I'm sad that that hasn't. That the card keeps getting delayed. You know,
is AJ is he a lightweight or welterweight at this point?
I think he's more welterweight now.
Yeah.
I just thought I was just like, wouldn't it be fun to see Sage versus Wonder Boy? Just the two nicest, smiliest guys ever, just trying to knock each other's faces off. So I don't know. That'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to have Sage back in the UFC. Yeah. So all right, thank you, RJ. Lazy Bed.
We need emojis. Boston Mike, Mighty Guns, Fart Scores, Bashulin Stars, AK's Big Ken, Superman, Jose Logo. Great website. We'll get there.
How do we do these emojis? People keep talking about them, but I don't know.
Huh? In the chat,
We kind of bigger things happening right now than the emojis, but we will get there. Let us get to MMA Fighting 2.0 first, and then we'll focus on emojis.
All right.
Thanks, Lazy Bed. Happy birthday, Lazy Bed.
Okay, this one, I'm putting this one up. I don't know if I won't get in trouble with HR, but I'm going for it. I'm taking a risk.
Thank you, VT.
Can I read that out for our podcast listeners?
Sure.
Hex pecs are tremendous. That is VT, by the way. HR, that is a listener comment. That is not me saying that.
Thank you.
Gotta make that clear.
There are many comments about your pecs today. Heck.
There's lots of pack comments. What are we talking about there? Golly.
Oh, don't. Oh, you know.
Guys,
don't act shy. Don't act shy.
UFC Abu Dhabi questions, please.
Why?
What?
All right. All right, here we go. Okay, Abu Dhabi questions. Jeez.
What's the story behind Marcus McGhee's pecs? No, what's the story behind Marcus McGhee starting his pro career only 5 years ago at the age of 30?
I don't know, Mike. That's actually a really good question, and I feel terrible that I have not researched it more.
I bet the story's like just life is hard. Life, it's things are going on in people's lives, and there's lots of, you go to AMI shows, guys are in their 30s and stuff, just because just life gets in the way. That's pretty much. But what I really impressed about Marcus McGhee is the fact that he lost his first. I love guys that have successful careers who start off on losing streaks. He lost his first 2 AMI fights, and still somehow is in the co-main event of a big fight night in Abu Dhabi. So whatever he's done, to me he's already overachieving in his career. So yeah, but I don't know the actual story on how we got into MMA. Like, But if you look at his Tapology page, there are kind of big gaps. Like one fight a year. One fight every 2 years. So I'm assuming just life got in the way.
Yeah. I should have mentioned he fought as an amateur several times before turning pro, but did only turn pro in 2020, which again is still a very strange career arc for most people. Most people, it's like you fight a few times amateur and you turn pro within like 3 years of that. He did not turn pro until 8 years after his amateur debut. So that's wild stuff. But look at also Jack Della Maddalena. 0-2 to start his pro career. Yeah, and rather than be like, this is not for me, he's like, I'll stick to it. And guess what? He hasn't lost since. He's won 18 straight fights, and he's a UFC champion.
Yeah,
so that's tough, man.
It's wild. Remind me, when McGhee got signed to the UFC, when he fought Journey Newsom, was that short notice, or was that like? Because he came in on a weird fight, like a guy that he beat like a journeyman on a mid-card LFA. I just don't understand why the UFC actually signed him. I mean, clearly, he won 3 straight performance bonuses, so UFC likes him. I'm just trying to remind me why he even got signed.
I mean, he was a guy who was ready on short notice.
Yeah. Oh, so that was a short notice fight when he signed when he fought Newsom. I was just kind of.
I'm looking back. Journey Newsom was supposed to fight Brian Kelleher. So I don't know how short notice it was, but he was called in to.
It was pretty quick.
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, I'm happy for the man. You got an opportunity, he took it. I was just curious how he actually got the original his foot in the door. But all right, thank you, RJ.
I actually want to see how long. While you find another question, because I take people don't understand. I have archives of notes. And I should use them just for these purposes. Casey, you want to know the notice that he took that fight on, Casey? Would you like to know?
Tell me.
3 days.
There you go.
3 days notice.
I remember it being a fight week 1.
3 days.
Yeah, I was just looking at his previous win, and it's like it just didn't make sense just based on his resume, but the short notice 3 days thing. There you go.
I mean, he is an Iridium guy, so a lot of those guys get these shots. It's the relationship they built with the UFC. And plus, he's an MMA lab guy, so perhaps he was in a corner of somebody else that week or something, or traveled with the teammate and just right place at the right time. So,
yeah, exactly. And good luck to him. It's a very tough fight.
Hey, look, sometimes these late bloomers are really good. Look at Jassa Jasdavicius. She made her pro debut at 29, and now look at her. About to fight the most recent title challenger in her next fight. So,
all right. There you go. Thank you, RJ. This one's for AK.
AK, you should have a King of the Hill scorecard using characters from the show as your rating. A number 1 would be Hank, and a number 5 would be John, Redcorn, or Khan.
I'm ashamed to say, but I've not watched a lot of King of the Hill. Like, I like the show, but I've never. I know I'm not one of those. I probably can count on 2 hands the amount of episodes I've seen all the way through. So, and it's weird. It's not like I don't like the show. Every time I've watched a show or seen a clip from the show, I'm always like, wow, that's hilarious. I should watch more of this show, and I just have never gotten around. So Masters, yeah.
So when someone says like, I don't know you, that's my purse. You don't know what that means?
I just get scared. If that happened to me randomly, I would just be frightened. Wow. I have no idea. I would not get the reference at all and just be like, it'd be like if someone's screaming like Rick and Morty quotes at me, I'd just be like, please leave me alone. Dirty stranger. So Masters, that's a really good suggestion. You've just brought it to the wrong person. Like, I think that's actually a really cool idea, but I suck. So
this is true.
Can't do it.
All right.
What else we got?
Let's bring our good friend Mr. Boza in.
Does the winner of RDR and Whittaker fly themselves to Chicago just in case Hamzat can't get in the cage?
Well, if they do, they'll have to fight Paulo Costa.
Yeah. Isn't some other middleweight going to Chicago too?
Yeah. Paulo Costa said, I am going to be in Chicago, trust me. And because he wants to call out Hamzat, right? He thinks Hamzat's going to win and that he's going to finally have his.
That'll be one of the worst title shots the UFC has ever given.
Wait.
And it's very possible.
Internet, AK, Canadian internet. Are we? Oh, you're bad.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. My Canadian internet kicked in again. You know what?
Oh my God.
What is going on? I'm just gonna keep it frozen on your face. Just. This is good podcasting. I will say this is good stuff, right?
Terrific. Up slowly, he made a quick pixelated move.
No, he's gone.
Oh no, he's gone.
Yeah.
Whittaker, no, because he has no chance of fighting either of those guys. RDR, maybe. Why not? Just get in there.
Yeah.
Like, keep staying known. Keep staying, like, in current events. Whittaker, no.
Yeah, we always talk about, like, having a all heavyweight main card again, like the UFC did years back. Is it time to have an all middleweight main card?
I feel like that's happened at, like, Apex cards not that long ago. Just nothing but middleweight fights. But, I mean, right now it'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
If we did, like, DDP Hamza and then we put this fight on there, we did Izzy Strickland 2 or...
Throw Costa somewhere.
I
don't know.
Nathalie and Barriault on that card, and yeah,
it is kind of wild.
Atiba and Ozzy Diaz is the main card opener. There you go.
It is wild though how middleweight, not because it's the best division, but somehow it's the most competitive division. I guess just between 1 and 10, I guess. I feel on the right day they could almost all be. They're all fun, kind of ridiculous fights. That's why I think we kind of are really into middleweight right now. Not necessarily because it's the best division, but it's the most fun. Just ridiculous.
RDR's 13 right now in the rankings.
That is wild. He's 13, so he could. Did we discuss if RDR wins? Do we like? No, we. He's
top 5. He's top 5 if he wins.
Yeah, he's in the top 5 if he wins. Yeah. Trying to think. Well, you know what? We'll talk about in the post show if he wins, because like the potentials for him are gonna be it's kind of crazy. Oh, hey, AK. I know, that's wild.
Hey guys, sorry, that was a full-on internet explosion. Nothing was working. Normally, I can at least like do other stuff. So I just did a little Wi-Fi reset. So yes, I'm sorry. I'm sure you guys answered the question already. Yeah, Paulo Costa's going to be there, so could be Sparks, man. Could be Sparks in the crowd.
I know. Wi-Fi issues on AK's birthday of all days.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
All right. What else we got here? Super
I pinned something, Casey. I pinned a question.
I don't see the pins. Tell me what it is.
You don't see? Are you not monitoring the YouTube comments at all times?
I have a different program. I don't. If I have
YouTube okay. We got a badass over here. All right. We got.
Jeez, terrible. I want to fight
terrible.
You. Please don't. Over here.
Please don't. I see. Sorry, I put lazy bet. He was asking best nicknames, best or most favorite nicknames. He then said all the nicknames are horrible, but I have to look at them.
I mean, Bobby Knuckles wins.
I mean, that's not his real nickname, but okay, fair enough. I mean, obviously his nickname's the Reaper, but
How about Shara Bullet? Let's go.
I mean, Shara Bullet and Marcus Buchecha are both technically good nicknames. Do you know what Buchecha means, Casey?
No, tell me.
It's something, I think he has like chubby cheeks or something. Apparently it's like he has chubby cheeks. So he walked in the gym one day, Buchecha, and someone called him Buchecha, and now he's Buchecha for life.
I kind of wish we translate it, and his name would be Marcus Chubby Cheeks.
Yeah, I think
just straight like when Buffer calls like Chubby Cheeks. Just saying.
Because like shoe face, right? Shoe face. Yeah, I can't remember what the translation was, like how you actually say that in Portuguese, but we were just like, yeah, he's shoe face, and I'm like, oh, it sounds so much funnier in English. That's great. Baby Shark is a great nickname.
Baby Shark is a good nickname.
Is a great nickname.
It's officially Shark Week right now, isn't it?
No way. Really?
We're close to it.
For me, it's Shark Week's every week, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
Other than that, yeah, nothing great is jumping out at me. I've always liked
No Mercy is just a great nickname. Great video game.
Correct. Yeah.
So, shout out to Peter Yan.
I've always liked Power Bar.
That's a good one.
It just sounds nutritious.
You hate him.
I don't. He's Canadian. I could not hate him. but it sounds nutritious, and I like that. Like I was like, oh man, I could really start my day with a power bar, and then
I would say one of the biggest downgrades in nicknames was for Nikita Krylov, because when he originally came into the UFC, he was Nikita Al Capone Krylov.
Casey, I don't know if you know, but Al Capone is a very famous American criminal, and I don't think fighters should glorify that sort of thing. So, no, I'm glad he changed his name to the completely forgettable Minor, which has been used about as many times as Jim A10 Miller.
Yeah.
And Corey Overtime Anderson.
That was the worst.
That was a downgrade. Was it 25-8? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
25-8 was
25-8 to overtime
25-8 was the best.
That made you
think. It was Beastin 25-8, right? It was Beastin
25-8. Everyone else only 24/7. Not this man. Paulo Costa also insisting that no one call him Bohachinia anymore, and just like, oh, I want to be the eraser or something. Like I want, which is the same. I mean, it's the English translation, but he's like, oh, I want to be the eraser, not Bohachinia. I'm like, no, Paul, no, you're Bohachinia. Bohachinia sounds cool.
Any other nicknames we got to talk about?
Not on this card. Nothing like really funny jumping out on this event, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah. But,
wait, is Bobby has Robert Whittaker finally embraced Bobby Knuckles yet? Is it?
Yeah, I think he has.
Okay.
Right?
I know there was some for a while. He
Reluctantly.
didn't want it.
Yeah, he got bullied into it. He got bullied into it. All right. He is the Reaper. All right. I'll always know him as the Reaper. There was one hilarious nickname recently. I had to feature it in Misfits. Oh my Lord, what was this guy's name? It was just last week. His nickname is the Pork Pounder. The Pork Pounder. Steven Steyerwalt, if you were out there, it is not too late for you to get a Contender Series call. I need to hear Bruce Buffer shout the Pork Pounder at a PAX T-Mobile Arena.
And it's Pounder? It's Pounder, right?
Pounder, yeah. The Pork Pounder.
That Pork Pounder. All right.
Terrific.
Thank you, Lazy Bed. Another one from Lazy Bed.
Has losing Evloev Pico lessened your excitement for this card, or are you happy to potentially see it rebooked out at an event that needs a boost?
If that happens, yes, because that would have made this. That you were right at the beginning. That would have made this. If Pico Evloev was on this card, this is almost a pay-per-view worthy fight night. Now it's just a really good fight night, and that sucks that it's off the card. But man, if they can get that on, was it Chicago? Were we talking? Is that what Pico is asking?
Yeah,
for?
219. That would be the best.
We're getting
right?
close. We're 3 weeks away from that card, so.
And Evloev hasn't. We don't know the injury, right? Evloev hasn't been public about it.
Nope.
I don't even know if it's I don't even think it's I don't even know if it's an injury. I have no idea.
Ooh.
No, I don't think it's that. I mean,
nah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's an injury or not. I have no idea. It's been very. I don't know. It's kind of a mystery, but could be like some sort of travel issues or whatnot. I don't know. I truly have no idea.
Yeah, we have no clue.
Well, he trains in the States, so it shouldn't be hard to get him to Chicago.
True.
If they can't make that fight, and what should Pico do? Is there a proper? I hate that fight because it doesn't do any. I want that fight eventually, but
yeah. If he can't do Evloev, got to get him a win, and I think he'd beat Pitbull. So
yeah, I feel like it's one of those fights that it's like, oh cool, we got him in the UFC, and now let's fight Bellator fighters. I get the fight makes sense, but also I don't want to see it now because the MMA math won't pan out, So is there another name that makes any sense? Even by 320,
I saw Kai Kamaka trying to campaign for it, get back in the UFC, and I would love that for my fantasy team because wasn't
Kai Kamaka on Bellator too? Was he?
Yeah, he's been around. Kai's been around.
Yeah,
he's a solid veteran, man.
So Pico's just gonna fight Bellator guys in the UFC.
That's all I ever want to see. I never wanted
Kennedy back at that point. Try to
Kennedy. Yeah, let's do it.
Sign Adam Borch. Yeah,
my fantasy team's off to a poor start. So
oh man,
I would really like some points here.
I'm so depressed this fight's not happening. I've been trying to ignore it, but that was my main event. This was my main event. There was all right. What else we got here? I don't know.
And if we're good, we're good. Or we can take one more.
We're good. Someone's really interested in Davy Grant. So,
What do you think of Davy Grant's fight? Nice to see him back in action after his last fight fell off in the situation with that. He's going to lose to Damon Blackshear, and that's okay.
Davy's had such a weird career. For a moment, it looked like we all remember, of course, he was on The Ultimate Fighter, the Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate season, great season, and he lost in the final to Chris Holdsworth. And at the time, you would have said, well, Chris Holdsworth is going to go on and to become like a star. Like Chris Holdsworth just looked fantastic on the show, had the alpha male background, and we all thought, oh, this guy's going to be a contender someday. Then there was the unfortunate whatever happened in training, getting the concussion, and just never came back.
Yeah, retired from
Meanwhile,
concussions. Yeah,
Davey has carved out this like weird niche as an action fighter, which is not what I thought he was going to be. He was actually, I think he was touted as like a grappling specialist on The Ultimate Fighter. And then at some point he said, F it. I'm just, depending who you put me in there with, I'm just going balls to the wall and just throwing hands. He went this crazy run of post-fight bonuses. He was knocking people out. Like it was just wild stuff. And now he's getting a bit up there in age. I think the injuries maybe have piled up. Yeah, he's 39 years young, but fight years, I mean, that's tough, man. He's been a pro for a long time. But it's great. I mean, great for him. Again, this is a guy who I did not, if you had told me he was going to have a 15-fight UFC career coming out of The Ultimate Fighter, I would have said probably not. Like he'll probably still be fighting, like, but not in the UFC. He's done well for himself. So yeah, always excited to see Davey back. And I think Mike's right. Probably loses to Damon Blackshear, but that's okay. That's why they make the fights. It'll
be a competitive decision. That's how it's going to go. As most Davy Grant fights are. He overachieves and overperforms towards the expectations that are given to him. He's just gonna go out and lose a fun fight. Like it'll be a fun one. He's let me see what the odds are. Blackshear's pretty hefty favorite, -375 right now. So I don't know if you see there you go, Masters of the Universe. You're looking for a bet. You can get Davy Grant plus 260. There you go. Your boy.
The fight we did not talk about, and we got to talk about because he just fighting UFC. And I'm interested in this because it is a 50-50 split. Also on Tapology is Bryce Mitchell and Nurmagomedov. What do you guys think about that?
Sure.
I think
I'm intrigued
Bryce going down to I think Bryce going down to 135.
Take out the Bryce Mitchell, the Bryce Mitchell-ness. Just the fight itself.
I mean, here's the thing. I lost interest the second he started saying, "I'm the only guy who could beat Merab." Then you're just like, dude, you haven't even
you just got bored of that.
Yeah. Scale yet at 135. We're already talking about beating Merab. Like, what are we doing here? You're so far away from that fight. It's wild. Like, let's just go in there and fight a really tough dude. You get a win, then we could start talking about, maybe a top 20 guy. Maybe we're fighting Montel Jackson or Adrian Yanez or somebody like that, and then we could start talking about ranked guys, and then we could slowly make our way up to Merab. Like, he's like 6 wins away from a Merab fight, and we're already like, that's the first thing we're going to is no one can beat Merab, but I can. Like, go beat Saeed first, then we could start talking about things like that. So that alone was just like, ugh. Okay. Fine, it's a fight that's gonna happen. I actually think Saeed's gonna win.
Okay, yeah,
in a fun ass fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think 35 is an even tougher division than 45, but we'll see. I am interested though if Mitchell, if he does wins big, wins convincingly, fight of the night type of win, performance of the night type of win. I wonder if UFC will start booking him as if he was a top 10 guy, because he broke top 10 at featherweight, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So I wonder if the UFC starts kind of get.
He fought top 10 guy. I don't know if he was cracked the top 10. He was definitely ranked. He was definitely top 15.
Yeah, he's definitely ranked.
Okay, I think he hit 10. I do think he hit 10 at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna listen for whatever reason. They just people talk about him. He's a name. He is a recognizable name. He's a recognizable name, for better or for worse. That goes a long way in this business. The change of weight classes, if you do well, people always like that. It's just sort of, again, revitalizes you, gives you a little extra juice, kind of puts your recent losses behind you. It's like, oh, it's a fresh start, so we're not talking about this anymore.
Yeah.
But I'll just say this, though. He cannot be Merab Dvalishvili, really. There's no... With respect to his fighting abilities, he has nothing to offer.
But can he be a top 10 bantamweight?
Sure.
Yeah. See, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
But yeah, and if that's all he had said, then me and Mike would be like, great, yeah, good, you can be a top. But Mike is taking umbrage with him saying.
Wait, are you telling me Bryce Mitchell said something dumb? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Hold on, I'm not really familiar with him. Let me just Google. I'm going to Google Bryce Mitchell comments and just see what comes up, because I'm not familiar with him. If I'm being honest.
Like, how do you?
I'm sure it's nothing.
If Bryce wins, do you just give him Vinicius Oliveira? Is that how we do this?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
It's exactly like how they booked. That's how they booked him last time. They gave him John Silva, and now we're giving like another exciting, surging Brazilian contender in a different division who will keep his hands down and try to nuke him. Like, I think I think that's the fight. If he wins, that's who he's fighting.
I like that, because we want to test Loke Dog against a guy who's just gonna grapple, and that fight makes a lot of sense if he gets a victory. So there you go, man. You should do some sort of like matchmaking thing. Yeah.
I mean, Montel Jackson would just smoke him, so I'm not all that interested in that. Plus, Montel, just needs to fight somebody. Kyler Phillips is off back-to-back losses. Oliveira's a good guy, a good name who
Low Dog makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that's the one, because you need to give him the bigger name test. Mm-hmm. At this point, if he beats Bryce Mitchell, like, that goes over way better than beating Kyler Phillips, because more people know who Bryce is. Henry Cejudo,
he's got to beat Saeed first. He's got to beat Saeed first. I'm going to pull a Jed Meshew here and just say, like, I don't even want to think about what's next for this guy. I don't even want to. He shouldn't even be fighting in the UFC anymore, and I don't even want to think about what's next for him. If he beats Saeed, maybe we'll have a conversation. But until then, I don't want to.
Well, if he wins, like, he will be talked about. I mean, that's...
No, I'm not going to mention him. I'll tell you that right now. He ain't going to be my wild card pick. He ain't going to be my wild card pick. I'm just going to move on. I'm not saying Mike's pick is wrong. You know what? You guys can book it now. If we don't talk about note that Mike made a pretty, very, very potentially sharp pick with him and Loke Dog, but I have not, haven't thought about it at all.
Do we have a more positive way to end the program?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Positive. I mean, it is AK's birthday.
Bonuses. Masters is asking fight of the night and performance bonuses. Bonus predictions.
I usually say that.
I'm saying Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov is going to be the fight of the night. Yeah. I got a feeling.
I'm going to go no fight of the night.
Oh.
No fight. I think we go get 4 performance bonuses.
Plus, we have to think about it the way the UFC gives out bonuses now.
Mm-hmm.
The UFC is now giving out fight of the night bonuses to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not actually giving it the best fight of the card.
It's just
Alonzo Menafield and Julius Walker got a fight of the night in 2025. I'm just throwing that out there. And then Brendan Allen and Marvin Vettori just got fight of the night over Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway and Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. So by proxy, Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov could be the 3rd or 4th best fight on the card. Therefore, I will award a fight of the night.
I thought you were saying Muhammad Yahya and Stephen Gwynn could put that down payment on a new vehicle because they're going to win. They're going to be the 3rd or 4th best fight of the night. And
no, Stephen Wynn's going to nuke Muhammad Yahya in 2 minutes or less.
I'll go 4 performance bonuses. I'll go RDR because I'm picking him to win. I'll go Shara Bullet because I'm also picking him to style my poor Marc-Andre Barriault.
Oh my god!
I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person. Guskov, and someone from the prelims. Who on the prelims could get a finish? You know what? You
know what to say. Come on, AK, say the name. Friends
Martin Budai when he wins a split decision over Butch.
It starts with the C and ends in Arlos Leal.
He's a huge favorite. Is Muslim Solikov that bad? Or that old?
He's just old.
What? Man. What? He's 41 years young.
Yeah. I don't think he's getting styled on. I don't think the king of Kung Fu is getting styled on. I'm not gonna do it. I'll say Amanda Hebus.
Hey.
Oh,
I like it.
There you go.
A finish here? Hebus got a finish?
Yeah.
Out of the reach, you had Shark Week?
Sure.
Dude, Carlos Leal. How do you say his name? Carlos Leal.
Yeah.
Man, what did he do to Tapology? Did you see his profile pic on Tapology? Look at that! Look at the photo they chose.
That's a cool picture. That's scary.
Dude,
You should take a picture like that, Casey.
That's all.
Leal is actually 10 years younger than Muslim Salikov, which is crazy. Because I thought Leal for the longest time was like 37.
He's one of those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch that be fight tonight.
That fight's gonna be absolute bananas.
That'd be bananas. All right, we got some positivity. Here we go. Oh,
we good?
Oh, yeah, we good.
Yes. One more sleep. Literally like 12 hours from now. We'll be knocking on the door of the main card. Well, fights will already be taking place. We'll be like 5 fights in, maybe 6. It's a good time. It's a good time to be a UFC fan coming off UFC 318. And let us savor this because the next 2 weeks, we're back in the souls, yet world famous Apex for the next 2 events. So we haven't been to the Apex in quite some time. Let's enjoy this for what it is. And then we're going Apex hunting for the next couple of weeks. So People's Pre-Fight Show tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So get your coffee, your breakfast, maybe early lunch ready to go. Casey and I will answer your questions. AK will be back with me on the post-fight show, back with me to do some matchmaking following the event. So action-packed weekend in regards to UFC Abu Dhabi. For Casey, for AK, I am Mike Keck. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Go Power Bar. We believe in you.
Oh, Canada.